Today's the 28th of October 2010, and I want to cover something that's been really angering me for a while now, since the start of the coalition government. This is all about the neutrality of the BBC. I don't really think that they are showing the neutrality that they're supposed to show as a government-owned broadcasting corporation. They haven't really come out and said one thing that's good about the cuts. They very vaguely touched upon the fact that a lot of growth has been happening in the economy faster than most experts and economists have anticipated. And even when they do say these things, they say, well, look at this, but this is going to happen. Things are going to be absolutely catastrophic. It's been all over their radio station. All over their radio stations, all over their TV shows such as Newsnight, all over their TV shows, even their news shows. It's horrifying. David Dimbleby has not been showing any neutrality whatsoever on Question Time. They've been hailing the shadow cabinet like the Holy Grail. So it's led to me not actually relying on the BBC to report anything to you. I've been watching a lot of Sky News instead. And I find it's absolutely horrific. And then as a neutral, public-funded broadcasting corporation, they've been mocking Sky News like one of the Muppets as a newscaster. It's horrifying to think that we pay our TV licenses to keep these people in work. During the general election, at the time I was a member of the Liberal Democrats, and I was seriously actually hoping that David Cameron would actually, if he became Prime Minister, sell the BBC to Sky. Because it's horrifying to think that we're funding, basically, left-wing indoctrination. And I hate to say it, but this is one of the things I agree with Nick Griffin on, that they are a left-wing corporation, and I don't know whether this is to do with the fact that it is actually government-owned. And also, they get half their statistics from the Institute for Fiscal Studies, which is actually naturally going to be left-wing anyway, because people who actually trust fiscal policy generally tend to be Keynesian economists, who generally agree with larger government. And to rely on the Institute for Fiscal Studies as fact is absurd. I don't rely on anything as fact myself. It would be at the say the Fabian Society, which is actually where I learned economics from. This is actually quite... It's kind of dangerous, really. And I think in a way there are some positive sides to this, considering things like Rupert Murdoch owning most of the things like the media. So it's quite alarming, really. Still alarming to think that the one source where people get most of their news from is naturally anti-cuts, therefore. Because, to be honest, it's full of Keynesians, it's full of left-wing idiots, if you like. I want to know your views in this, also. Just so I know it's not me that's angry. The other thing I want to ask is, do you think that it's time that the BBC should be put into the hands of the private sector? Today's the 28th of October 2010, and this is your free vision.